Hello, thanks for joining me today. I'm Libby Dyson. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Australia. Okay, so yes, these giant pegs. Look how good they are. $3. I couldn't believe it. I was in the reject shop yesterday. So they'll stand up on their end like that, or they'll stand up like that. They don't have to be black. Just glue some DSP to it, cut around it, put a bow or something on it, and you've got a great little gift for $3. Who wouldn't like that on their study or somewhere, or pretty it up? So that's an idea for you. Okay, now I've got some Whisper White, which is 14.9 by 21, score and fold at 10.5. And then I've got some, over that way, mint macaron, which is 14.4 by 10. And I'm just going to glue that to the front of the card. All right, this is a quick and easy card, but it looks really cool when you've done it. Okay, so now don't do what I did. I was showing a lady yesterday the trimmer, and I turned the cutting mat over to show a scoring mat. And then when I came home, I'm trying to cut and I'm thinking, why isn't that working? Anyway, I put my finger under and I've cut it with the cutting tool. All right, so this DSP is 13.9 by 9.5. And I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to flip it actually. And I'm going to measure it. That's what I'm going to do. So get a pencil and a ruler. And it's 13.4. So what's that? 6.5, 6.7. All right, so we're going to put a mark at 6.7 here. And 6.7. About, people will think you're really clever making this. All right, I'll move that out of the way for the moment. And I'm going to use the Stamparatus. I don't know whether these should go up one way or the other. All right, so I'm going to just draw a line where I measured. Doesn't look very straight, does it? 6.7. I usually put three marks. 2 out of 3. Oh, that's a song. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Yeah. Okay, and I'm going to go across until I've got about 2.5 to about 2.5, I think, and draw a line. Okay, then just get your snips out. I think it's just you and I here tonight, Helen, and cut along that line. We're not going to cut all the way along, but a good way. Just set it an inch so we can see how we go with that. And we're going to bend this back from the corner to where you cut it. And because this is card weight sort of DSP, you're going to need to give it a little hand. So I just usually put my scoring tool down there. All right, so that's one. Turn this one back the same. That's all gone to a point. All right, now it's going to go on our card like that. All right. So we'll go ahead and adhere that. The few are proud. That's right, Helen. All right, and the others don't know what they're missing. So I'm just going to stick that on there like that. And I do like my liquid adhesive. It's got wriggle room. All right, stick it on. Okay, now we need a sentiment. So I'm going to stick these 2 bits down. Just put a dab of glue under the flaps so that they're down. The Stampin' Up double-sided disc. It is. It's just beautiful. And because it's card weight, it's also good for scrapbook pages. Oh yes, you saw my blog. post. I've had 3 days where I've put scrapbook pages up this week. So, alright, I'm going to bring in the Stamparatus and we're going to use that. Alright, wait while I just get a magnet. Okay, and I'm just going to pop the card in. Now, I've got the foam mat down because we're using a photopolymer stamp, and that just helps it sit nicely. And I'll just grab the other one. I like my painter's tape I've got on these. It just makes them easier to grab. You've got a Stamparatus, Helen? Oh, good on you. During the school holidays, I'll be looking into a campsite and may run a camp next year, scrapbooking and stamping. So I'm using Love What You Do, and we're going to use Thank You. So I've never got enough thank you cards, can I tell you? Always running out, and I send a few to a friend who's got cancer, and she gives them to people who've helped her. So I just place it where I want it. You haven't got a Stamparatus yet. Oh, okay, waiting for the next quarter. I understand that. And can I tell you, it's a wonderful tool. All right. Okay, now make sure you've got something under the lid of your Stamparatus so it's flat when you add your ink. Add your ink and give it a little twist. I don't know why that helps, but it just does. And I'm just using Memento here and over. Give it a rub. Check it. No, that bit didn't come out so well. Better, but I think I'll put a little bit more ink on there. That's the advantage of having the Stamparatus. That if you're not really happy with it, you can go back and add more ink, and as long as you don't move your project, mind you. And I'll do the inside of this card later. That's better. I'm happy with that. When you get your Stamparatus, Helen, make sure you get one of these chamois, small cards, all those sorts of things. Alright, I have sort of like a clean side and a dirty side. Okay, and then I'll just put it back in the case. And because I use it nearly every day, it doesn't get, you know, that mouldy sort of smell to it. So here's the card, and then I'm just going to get some of the Peel and Stick Share What You Love Artisan Pearls. These are. So I'm just going to add them. Are you still with me, Helen? Yes, great, thank you. Okay, and I'm just going to add some artisan pearls to this randomly, and then we've done our card. It's as simple as that, but I think it looks quite effective. So I'll put one down here. I might put a couple of different ones on. One over here. Where do you think the other one should go? You have to have them in lots of 3. There. Okay. Oh, let's add a few more. One more for good measure. 5. I don't know why odds look better than evens. Thank you. So that's a quick, easy card to make that really hasn't taken us that long. Alright, so I will load it up to my blog and sometime and share it, maybe even tomorrow if I can get good enough light to photograph it. Otherwise I will have to wait till Saturday. Alright, so I think that's all. You got any questions? Okay, so that's our card for today and our chat for today. If you've got no questions, one question. What is Tombow? Tombow is this multi-purpose liquid glue. It's the same thing. It's just made by Tombow. So we refer to it as Tombow or liquid glue, or if you want a mouthful, multi-purpose liquid glue. Does that clear that up? I hope so. It's got a fine tip and it's got a fat tip. Now, I don't use the fat end very often, but the fat end's great for if you've embossed and you have, it's quite textured, so the fat end will be better for that sort of thing. Also, the fat end's good for if you've dropped a whole lot. You know how sometimes it gets a little bit clogged and you squirt it and you get a great lump? Use the fat end to even all that out. But yeah, the Tombow and multi-purpose liquid glue or liquid glue are the same thing. All right, so okay, any other questions? No? If not, I'll sign off and say goodbye for today. So thanks so much for stopping by. Bye for now. It'll take creation, imagination. Try to draw outside the line. Let us see inside your mind. You'll find